Welcome to United Report, your daily hub for all things Manchester United. From breaking news to transfer talk and match updates, we've got every red covered. If you live and breathe United, hit subscribe and join the family. Glory, glory, Man United. Big moves and big reactions in the world of Manchester United stars past and present. Angel Gomes has officially signed for Marseille, reuniting with former teammate Mason Greenwood. Both Greenwood and Marcus Rashford showed their public support after the announcement, giving fans a powerful moment of unity from the class of Carrington. Greenwood continues to shine in League One with 21 goals and 6 assists last season, while Gomes is set to bolster a Marseille side now brimming with talent and Champions League ambitions. But what about Antony? After a promising spell at Real Betis and fresh praise from Edwin van der Sar, could the £86 million winger return to Manchester United, or is a permanent La Liga switch more likely? Let's break it all down, the friendships, the futures, and the financial decisions shaking up United this summer. Mason Greenwood and Marcus Rashford have expressed their support for Angel Gomes, following the ex-Manchester United midfielder's move to Marseille. The 24-year-old inked a deal with the League One club earlier this week after opting not to extend his contract at Lille. Since moving from United to Lille in 2020, Gomes has flourished in France, earning his first of 4 England call-ups last year. As his contract at Lille neared its end, Gomes was rumoured to be considering a return to the Premier League, with Tottenham, West Ham, Newcastle United and Liverpool all reportedly showing interest in the former United player. However, having decided to part ways with Lille at the season's close, Gomes has now put pen to paper with Marseille. On Thursday, the League One side announced on Instagram that they had secured an agreement with Gomes, set to join the club when the transfer window reopens later this month. His former United colleagues Rashford and Greenwood showed their support by liking the post. Gomes' move to the Stade Velodrome will reunite him with Greenwood, who has been playing for Marseille since last summer. Greenwood has made quite an impact in France since leaving United last summer, netting 21 goals and providing 6 assists to help Roberto De Zerbi's team secure a Champions League spot. In a recent interview with The Athletic, Marseille midfielder Adrien Rabiot hailed Greenwood as an incredible player. The French star heaped praise on him, declaring Mason is an incredible player, and went on to say, if he hadn't had all of his problems, I think he'd have an image like Jude Bellingham. Mason would be the star. He continued to extol Mason's virtues, stating he's an exceptional player. He can score with his right foot and his left foot. He has an exceptional shot. He can dribble. Expressing gratitude for having such talent in the team, he added, "We're very lucky to have him. When he's really focused, he does really great things." Edwin van der Sar reckons Manchester United could do worse than hand Antony an unexpected chance to salvage his Old Trafford career, even if the former Red Devils favourite acknowledges that doing so may be easier said than done. The winger, 25, has been unable to replicate the dazzling Eredivisie performances that convinced United to part with £86 million to sign him back in the summer of 2022, and spent the last 6 months of the 2024-25 campaign on loan with Real Betis. Antony has found a new lease of life in Spain, though, registering 14 goal contributions in 26 games to help the club reach the Europa Conference League final. Betis and Antony have expressed a desire to make the move permanent, but there are serious doubts that the La Liga outfit could finance such a deal. And while United are planning to offload Antony in order to raise some much-needed transfer funds, Van der Sar has broached the idea of reintegrating the Brazilian. The former United goalkeeper told The Sun, luckily, "I'm not in a position anymore to dictate at a club which kind of players have to come, but they're on the right track by signing a more experienced striker, maybe with another one on the way. The 2 players they signed in the winter break were good, so they should be fine if they give faith to the manager. Maybe Alejandro Garnacho is going to go. I would say bring Antony back, but I'm not sure if that's realistic." While there has been little talk of Antony returning to Manchester United's first team, there has been speculation Erik ten Hag could attempt to bring the winger to Bayer Leverkusen after signing the player for United from Ajax. For his part, Antony has made no secret of his desire to return to Betis, saying, "I love the club, the city, everything. The sunshine, the people, the food, it reminds me of Brazil. And most importantly, I found myself. I wasn't playing much at Manchester United, I needed to be happy in myself." He's only a teenager, but he's already being compared to Wayne Rooney. Diego Leon, Manchester United's £7 million Paraguayan gem, is set to arrive at Old Trafford this July. While all eyes are on big names like Matheus Cunha and Bryan Mbeumo, it's this unknown left-back who could end up stealing the spotlight. With a shaved head, hunched shoulders and blistering pace, he's already turning heads in South America. Could he be the next Garnacho or even the next United legend? Let's break it all down. Manchester United will welcome Paraguayan left-back Diego Leon at the start of July after previously landing his signature in a £7 million deal. The new arrival has drawn comparisons to Wayne Rooney, given his impact at such a young age. The Red Devils have gone after some household names this summer, but it is the lesser-known individual who has been tipped to have a major impact. United paid an initial $3.3 million, but allowed the teenager to remain at Cerro Porteño. Playing in the Paraguayan top flight meant he was able to land regular minutes, and he will hope to feature in Ruben Amorim's plans, but will have to usurp several household names in the pecking order if he wants to be considered first choice. Paraguayan football expert Ralph Hanna, co-host of the podcast Garani Vision, told the men that Leon reminds him of a teenage Rooney, who would go on to become the club's all-time leading scorer. He said so far he has always played in a back four as an attacking left back, but his athleticism would suggest he would have the legs for wing back. His U17's coach, Badico Maciel, told me he could play left wing. The main question marks will be tactically if he could adapt quick enough. For United fans, his shaved head and hunched shoulders that make him seem much older than he is and are reminiscent of a teenage Rooney. United have previously benefited from going after teenage talent only to see them blossom. Alejandro Garnacho arrived from Atletico Madrid for an initial £150,000 in 2020 and has since become a first-team member and would command a hefty fee if he were to leave, which remains a possibility this summer. Amorim has wasted no time in bolstering his ranks this summer. Matheus Cunha has signed from Wolves for just over £60 million, owing to a release clause in his contract. More firepower is a priority, with the likes of Victor Gyökeres and Bryan Mbeumo being linked. United missed out on the signing of Liam Delap, who opted to join Chelsea rather than heading to Manchester. The club's dire season, though, emphasised the need for improvement in a majority of areas as Amorim sets about his recruitment. Bryan Mbeumo, one of the most wanted men in the Premier League, is now caught in a tug-of-war between Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur. A 70 million to bid, a former coach chasing a reunion, and a cryptic Instagram post that's driving fans wild. Will he follow the money to Old Trafford or reunite with Thomas Frank in North London? The story is heating up, and you're about to hear all the behind-the-scenes drama. Let's dive in. So where will it be for Bryan Mbeumo? The Brentford star finds himself as arguably the Premier League's most wanted man. A long-time Newcastle United target, the Brentford forward, fresh from a 20-goal season in the top flight, won't be heading to St James's Park. According to those close to Newcastle, it's because they balked at the Bees' transfer demands, but more particularly the Cameroon international's salary demands. Those close to the player claim he wasn't interested in a move to the northeast. Instead, the number one choice has been Manchester United, who have made him their top target after tying up a deal for Wolves star Matheus Cunha. Offers have been made, but United have fallen short of Brentford's demands. A first offer of £45 million up front, with 10 million in add-ons rejected, before a second bid was also turned down. But now Mbeumo has seen Tottenham hijack United's move, with new Spurs boss Thomas Frank pushing for a reunion with a player he knows so well. As exclusively revealed by Mirror Football on Friday night, the North London club have made a big money move to get Mbeumo. Spurs have launched a £70 million bid worth £65 million plus £5 million in add-ons. All told, it's £10 million more than United's last offer, with more guaranteed. It's understood Mbeumo still prefers to join United. Certainly they have the edge when it comes to wages, as the salary on offer at Old Trafford is between £150,000 and £5,000 a week, with bonuses taking Mbeumo's expected package to £200,000 a week. Spurs would have to break their strict wage structure to match that, with Mbeumo expected to earn around £130,000, £140,000 a week. Bonuses would still see it fall short of the cash he would pick up at United. But as Spurs were making their move on Friday afternoon, and before it hit the public domain, Mbeumo himself stoked the transfer rumour flame on social media, amid suggestions he's reconsidering his options. Until then, Mbeumo hadn't reacted to Frank's departure as Brentford boss, but the 25-year-old duly used his Instagram account to do just that, sharing Brentford's post confirming Frank's exit almost 24 hours later, captioning it with 2 prayer emojis. Let's just say it's open to interpretation what they meant. Thank you. Please take me with you. Ultimately, the proof will be in the pudding. Intriguingly, Frank was candid about his desire to continue working with Mbeumo while still Brentford boss, comments that speak volumes about his thoughts of the player. "I'm the head coach. I want my best players to stay forever," he said. "I know that Brian is very happy being here at Brentford. He's thriving, doing well and playing fantastic. What happens in the future, I don't know. I've said many times we are a selling club. But at the same time, we have to reinforce that there are 10 clubs in the world that aren't selling clubs. So, of course, if the right price, and that's going to be expensive, is coming, then I'm sure the club will be open for it. But I'm very happy he's here, and I'm convinced that Brian will still be happy playing football here." Now, Frank is preparing to be happy elsewhere. The question is whether Mbeumo will be happy with him.